Hello there, Insomni peoples. How we doing? Having a bit of a stitch here. What time are we? What's that? 3:15. I've been awake for, I don't know, an hour or so. Got myself a drink, settled myself down. Got me stitching out. We're hexying again because of I can't show you mystery quilt stuff that's going on. So I've literally just pulled out 7 hexes from my bag of hexes, hundreds of them down there. The next 7, which was fab, and I thought, oh, before I go live, I'll thread a needle. And I could swear that I had 6 sort of, they're all tilde fabrics, 6 tilde and a creamy tilde. And I've lost the creamy tilde that was going to be the centre. I have no idea what I've done with it. I'll probably stand up later and it'll fall off my lap somewhere. So anyway, it's now going to have a red centre. I'm going to do like a little floret. So the hexes are always my go-to if I need something to stitch. Just be it doing my papers or actually stitching together or whatever's needed. Oh, we'll get it going. I haven't got my glasses on. I don't know what I've done with them. Several million pairs somewhere, but they're not within reach now that I've sat and settled. I'm not going to be disturbing because of the camera. So it's going to have to be done without the glasses. So it might take me a little minute longer, but there we go. That's life. Wonder if there's anybody out there. Hopefully we're all a little bit occupied. It's the bit between Christmas and New Year. They're starting to call it Twix-mas, aren't they, or something? Which is fair enough. Oh, there is someone watching. But there we are. If they want to say hello, they can say hello. But yes, so we're Twix-mas. We're between Christmas and New Year. Hopefully you've all had fun and a lovely time. We just had a real quiet Christmas. That's absolutely nothing on Christmas Day, which was fabulous. Didn't have to go anywhere, be anywhere with anyone or do anything or rush around. And it's Paul's birthday on Christmas Day, so he had a day for a change. There really wasn't anything much Christmas. It was Paul's birthday, which was lovely, which doesn't happen often. Usually there's people around and visitors and whatever else. So that was really good. And then we had friends on Boxing Day. They came and stayed, which was lovely. Many years old friends. Not that they're many years old. Well, I suppose they are if I'm saying many years old. People what I have known for a very long time. Friends. So yeah, and that was interesting because they have 2 dogs and they brought their 2 little poodly dogs, mixes, who were very well behaved. And bearing in mind we have house cats, that was quite interesting because they're very tolerant of each other. I think everyone knew who'd win if anything actually set off. So they all settled down really well. Just great. I can see a whopping great spider on the wall opposite from me. I've no idea what flavour that is, but he's very fat and black. He's come out the wood pile, I think. Never mind. Hopefully he'll go back into the wood pile. Ah, there we are. I always think spiders, I don't love them, I don't dislike them. They're all right, as long as they keep out of my way. And the other thought is as long as they're alive, they're eating something that's more unpleasant than them, I feel. There we go, spiders. What was I saying before that? Oh, friends, yes, that was really cool. So the cats and the dogs all got on really well. And as the time went on, they were sat next to each other. I'm not going to say they were best of friends, but just for a few hours, that's not bad going. The world could learn from this, I feel. Yeah. Different species. Perfectly all right. Thank you very much. So that was Boxing Day. So that was lovely. Very different to what we normally do. He's come to keep me company. Oh, hi, Sheena. Yeah, he's fine. He's company at a distance. I'm watching him, mind. I don't want to wake up with him in bed with me, but that's fine. I don't mind if he's where he should be. Yeah, so there we go. So, Twix-mas is where we are. Okay, hang on. I haven't got my glasses on. Glad Paul had a good birthday. Look, you see, I haven't got my glasses on. Thank you, he did. Thanks, Sheena. I'm saying he did. I'm assuming he did. He might disagree with me. Who knows? It seemed to me he had a whopping great pile of stuff to get through and cards and masses of birthday cake. He's got that much Christmas and birthday cake. You've never seen anything like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got like about 6 cakes, which is fine because it will keep him quietly going for a good while there. I don't eat sort of fruitcake, not really my thing. So he knows he's pretty safe with that. He'll get to eat most of that without my help. Now, if it had been a spongy type one with goo all over, I'd have been there helping him, but it's not. So he's doing all right. And they don't go off, do they, really? So he's got plenty of time to eat them. Means I don't have to get him any cake when I'm out shopping. Quite interesting there. Right, so where somebody else has come on. Hello, good morning. Yeah, I'm just hexying with completely different fabrics than I intended. Now, I know that there's 2 that are similarly dark, so if we put that one next, there, decided it's going to have a red in it, because I've lost my cream in her. I don't know what, do you know, that's really weird. I had it here a minute ago. Never mind. There we are. So somebody popped on, had a look and has gone away again. Fair enough. This is a strange one, sat here just doing and talking to you all. So I've been playing around with my new ruler as well. Sorry about spelling and such, as I haven't got my glasses on it. Love it, Sheena. Multitude of errors and stuff covered, certainly with me. Certainly. All good fun. Yeah, so, are you stitching? What are you doing, Sheena? Are you actually doing stuff? I could have done some insomni lives the last few nights, actually. I've not been sleeping well. I think all this with poor Bob passing and the website totally and utterly threw me. Stressed me out. And I'm afraid my go-to reactions for anything majorly stressful or emotional is A, I don't sleep, B, I start filling my face. So, with food days. So I need to pull it back in and rein it in a bit. New website is ordered. But obviously can't do anything until the new year. But there we are. It's all very frustrating to me. I want it all done now. But that's me. And also, I've been spoiled. I've had 14 years of my friend running my website and being there virtually immediately if I had any need, want or issue. It appears I have been more than spoiled. Yeah, he was always there. If I had a problem, if he didn't come back to me within 10 minutes, if only to say I'm on my way, hold on. Cutting fabric to sew later. Oh, well done. That's not something I do in the middle of the night. That gets a little bit physical for me. Cutting fabrics, and to do that I need to be out in my studio. If I'm really, really bad, I'll go out to the studio and start into stuff. When I had my work area in the house, proper work area, I used to have the whole of the upstairs, the loft. I'd disappear up there any time of the day or night and you'd never see me again. I think we all do that when we get, food, no sleep. Yeah. Never mind, it's all coming to an end. New website is on the way. It all gets sorted. There we are. Oh, I was going to say, wasn't I, about my new ruler. My sampler ruler. I took it live, for want of a better expression, on Sunday. It's my sampler ruler. I haven't got one to hand here, so I can't really show. It's 12.5 inches long and 4.5 inches wide. So the 12.5 is so that you've got a standard block size. So your 12.5 is including your seam allowance, and then obviously you can measure it back to 12 to make sure your 12 finish is fine. It's 4.5 wide because at one end of the ruler you've got a marked square that's 4.5 by 4.5. And that's proper full-on normal rulery, 4.5 with diagonals and all your marks and the rest of it. But that's one of your 9 patch squares. It's got all your diagonals for your half squares and that sort of stuff. So that's quite handy. And then a full length on one side is 1 inch wide, so you've got that right the way down. So that you have got a ruler that is a fully usable. But then also you've got holes in it. Of course you need a holy ruler. So there's a Dresden plate, petal, if you want to call it, and you need 16 of them in a round, and a hexagon, and a diamond that works really well for stars or for tumbling blocks. They're all very traditional. And the holes make life so much easier. When you do your own templates, you just have to put on your fabric and then with a pencil right the way around. It's really cool. It's so much quicker than trying to fiddle around, drawing around something whilst holding it. So much more accurate. Why I've never thought of doing this myself before, I don't know. I've taught beginners patchwork, traditional patchwork, for 25 years. And for 25 years, I'm always like, oh, cripes, where's my template? Where's my shape? Where's that? What was that? And I'm always in a panic. Have I lost one? Or I've got this for everybody. Oh, now it's just a ruler and you don't need anything else. So much simpler. Whether you're going to do them by EPP or just applique. Should have done it years ago, but there we are. Done it now. There we are. I think this particular template here, I've stitched over really, really tightly because I'm having trouble picking it up as I'm going across. I was obviously in mode when I was doing that particular one. Yeah, so that's my new ruler, and I've called it the sampler ruler. It's on offer at the minute. It's on like a pre-order because Andy, who makes my templates, Crafty UK, bless him, he was making them on Sunday, cleaning and prepping them yesterday, so they should be on their way to me. I've done all of I've done the cover and figured out how to best post these to people without them getting broken. So they'll all be coming out later in the week. It's really cool. So that's the new ruler. We've got other people on. Good morning, whoever's there with us. Good morning. I hope you're doing something useful with your time. I've got a real bad habit picked up over the last few days. I like the odd games on my phone. I tend to play mahjong or something like that, and I can get quite obsessed with them, I have to say. And I stopped years ago doing a Sudoku one because I used to just get so into it, and I don't quite know why, but I think it was like one of them joint adverts that you get from playing. I was playing mahjong and up came Sudoku, and I thought, oh, do you know what, let's have a little go. And of course then I have to prove to myself that I can do these and do them as quick as, if not better than everyone else, and I just get obsessed with them. So I've been Sudoku-ing. Keeps the brain sharp, if nothing else. But you see, if I start that in the middle of the night, well, then I've had it. I won't ever get back to sleep. I'll just sit there playing all night. You can see how people get hooked into, I suppose, gambling-y type things. Except I'm too tight for that. Can't afford to do the gambling things. It's no good. Right, I used to... Hold on, what was I going to say? I used to... My templates, when I did my... Do you know what? I'm going to just move that forward a fraction. I did my levels and we had to make our own in plastic. Yeah, we used to use 10-pound plastic, didn't we? I don't suppose that's a thing anymore. It being plastic. I know that when I was doing mine, I used to butter tubs. But there we are. It's a little bit more brittle, but they used to work good enough. But now, because this is combined with everything, you can't very well go into a class of beginners and say, right, this is what we're doing and we're going to use this, and do. And they look at you a little bit mad. So I always used to do the old traditional solid card ones because we're picture framers. I've got access to an awful lot of mount board. So I used to do my templates from mount board. But this ruler with holes in, it's so much easier to use because you just hold it onto your and you whizzle around with your pencil onto your papers. Job's done, or onto your fabric. Instead of having to hold onto your template and draw around it, so much easier. And what he's done with Randy, bless him, has made this, and obviously he takes out the piece of acrylic that is the template hole. So we've recut those as well. We've remodelled those so that they come up as a smaller version that will go onto a smaller block. Book me for... Hang on. Jackie, I can't see. I ain't got my glasses on, darling. Book me for a ruler, Abby. Of course I'll book you for a ruler, my darling. You'll have to come up and pick it up. Be nice to see you again. Yes, that'd be jolly. I forget you're up most of this time, aren't you? But you're purposely up at this time. I'm not. I just can't sleep. So yeah, so we got these nice rulers. I think they're jolly. And you get your ruler itself, and then where the holes have been chopped out, you get a second set of templates. Only this one's you would have to draw around. They're not quite so convenient, and they're smaller, and they fit very nicely in a 10-inch block. That answers my next question. Live now. Yes, it is live now, Jackie. It says so in the top corner, probably. Later on, when it comes up, it will say was live. I'd like to think I'm still alive when I go back to bed, but, you know, you're probably up for the day, whereas I'm just interlude, occupying myself for a little while. Doing a few hexes. Yes. I had to I had reason to trundle off out yesterday, not work was, hang on about, to pick something up from a local sort of shopping centre-ish bit in Fradden there. M&S and Next and those sorts of people. Parking's always fun, isn't it? Everybody gets so twitchy about it. And there's all these whopping great cars. We are inundated at the minute with visitors down here in Cornwall, I feel. And they don't always know what they're doing or where they're going or remember their manners. So parking was a very interesting experience yesterday. We got there in the end. Everybody's me. A little bit of courtesy, a little bit of nice. Wouldn't go amiss. There we are. Everybody was on their little missions and all that lovely, happy, aren't we good to everybody of a few days before went straight out the window when they got in their cars. There we are. Never mind, eh? Yeah. What time are we anyway? What's time? Oh, we've been wittering for about 20 minutes. Time goes so quickly. I wonder what they'd make of me just sat here, if it was analysed and all that. Sat in the middle of the night, stitching and talking to myself. Well, talking to three of you anyway. There'd probably be some sort of weird, wonderful diagnosis come back from it. I call it therapy myself, but there we are. What's everybody up to today? I got classy type stuff or session this morning. Don't think I've got one this afternoon. I think the ladies this afternoon, all the different ones, except maybe sister-in-law Jill, you're watching you over. They've all got family down and stuff happening, which is fair enough. It's Twix-mas. So this afternoon, I'm going to put the mystery quilt together. I'll put all the blocks together and see, does it actually look as good as I think it's going to? I've already, how I do my mock-ups, obviously you get sketched out, whatever. I make the blocks. And then I take photos of the blocks. And then print little ones of them. And start playing with them, moving them around and deciding which one goes where and how the layout's going to look. So I've done all of that. Now I just have to join them all together. So I've actually got a mock-up photo, picture, whatever you want to call it, of the actual mystery quilt. And it's looking cracking, if I say so myself. And part of the reason of the new ruler was for the sampler quilt that we're doing as a mystery quilt, because it is a bit of a sampler relay. And this ruler works so well for it. I've tested it and everything. So, if you're into doing the mystery quilt, it could be a purchase you might want to do and make your life easier. There we are, so we're coming on. We'll stick that one there, right? Yeah, that one looks like that one and that one. It doesn't matter which one I put in. They're all similar, aren't they? We'll stick that one there. Can't decide. Indecisiveness. Is that a word or did I just make it up? Yeah, that's where it needs to be. I'm trying to avoid, look, I've only got a little bit of thread there. I'm trying to avoid threading a new thread. Because I ain't got my glasses, it'll take me forever. And you lot don't need to see me just say, how do I do this? How can I thread that? And all the best tips and wheels in the world are fine. If you can see what you're doing. can't see what you're doing, it makes no odds. There we go. So, right. As soon as this thread runs out, that's the end of tonight's live. Oh, thank you for your company. It sort of makes it a useful time in the night when you think, what am I going to do? Am I laying here trying to sleep, listening to him snoring? Except he didn't really snore. That's ungrateful of me to say that. Ungracious. But you can hear him breathing. And of course, the more you lay there awake, the more fixated you get on the fact that you're awake and he's asleep. Not the best way to be. But I will. Don't want to lose that other end there. I shall put this away in a minute. And then I might have a little Sudoku go, because I might have to have a little go. Yeah, I'm on expert level at the minute. But you have to do like a half a dozen at a level before it'll chuck you up a stage. This particular one I've downloaded on the phone. And there's just one more level to go. And hopefully I shall. I'm what am I on about? I'm not an expert, I'm at master. I'm on master at the moment, and there's one more level to go after that. That's how fixated I've been over the last few days to have shoveled myself from the bottom, because you can't just start at the top all the way through games to get. It shows you how much time I've been wasting. It's because there's stuff I know needs doing and I can't do it. I can't sort my website out. I'm dependent on others. And by the time it's ready to sort out, I'll be back on working full on again. So it'll end up having to be done in between everything else to reload everything and sort it all out. Never mind. I'm still here. Bob's not. It's a mere inconvenience to me. There we go. Do that, do that, do that. I might get to the end of this bit. You never know. Before the thread runs out. The cats have taken themselves off. When I get up, they go nuts at me for food. They're both older, the indoor cats. So they've had their midnight extras. And they've taken themselves off to sleep again. So you can see why people do midnight eating, can't you? Settles you down again. I've not, by the way. I ate far too much yesterday. But I have got a nice cup of coffee that's probably the right temperature for me now. It's decaf, before anyone says anything. I don't like to drink or eat things really hot. So by the time I've done all of this, I'll be down to lukewarm coffee, which I will enjoy. Too many years of in an office and public-facing type stuff where you never get to drink your hot drink because you're busy doing. So you land up, nearly lost it. You land up with lukewarm drinks, and I actually quite enjoy them now. So I'm hopeful that this is going to be the only night one that I do. You're not wasting time. You're building brain cells when you're... Thank you. I didn't need an excuse and a reason. Now I've got an even better one. Fabulous. Thank you, darling. Building the brain cells. I think it's connecting the brain cells that I need. I'm pretty sure they're in there. It's just that they tend to be a bit random. It connects them and focuses them, Sudoku, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully this is going to be the only Insomni live that I do this week, it being Christmas, New Year, but you never know. You never know your luck. There we go. It just made it. That. Cut that. Put that in the pincushion. There we go. So we're getting there. 2 more to go on that. I'll do those 2 before I go back to bed. Right, everybody that is out there, thank you for listening along as I'm just sort of wittering and doing. If I don't see you or arrive in your Facebook live stream or whatever before New Year, though I'm sure I will, have a happy one, and let's all have a really good 2026. It's what's needed, I feel. Anyway, so good night to those of you that are watching. Thank you for those that have watched it through and for your company. Have a happy day, everybody.